Hi guys, Darth Deuces here, back with Star Wars The Black Series action figure review. Today taking a look at a figure from the Skeleton Crew wave. It is the Pirate Captain Brutus, Port Borgo, even though I don't know why they specified Port Borgo. I'm pretty sure he looks exactly the same in the entire time he's in the series. Skeleton Crew was a cool show. I liked it. It's not like the usual type of Star Wars stuff that I usually like a lot, but it was good. Definitely one of the better things of Star Wars in the past little bit. And Brutus was really cool. He didn't end up actually doing a whole lot in the show, I guess, but I suppose. But the design is super cool, and out of all the figures, it's the only one I had sort of an interest in because I don't plan to get the rest of the wave. You know, the show was good, but I don't know. The kids just don't really make for very interesting action figures. But this is the one that does. So I decided to pick him up, and I was pleasantly surprised. He is quite good, honestly. So getting right into it, as far as I know, this figure is 100% new sculpt. I think there's a lot of new sculpting in this wave, so a lot of budget went into this Skeleton Crew wave. But I really like the design. He's this wolfman, werewolf man, alien, which we've seen before in different Star Wars media, I do believe. But it's the first time we've gotten this in Black Series, probably be the only time. So it is unique just for that itself, but it's a very cool, interesting, piratey design. The head sculpt looks really nice. I like how he's kind of growling or gritting the teeth there. You can see the fangs, and the teeth are painted pretty well in the mouth. The eyes look pretty good with the red and the black. The red misses the mark just a little bit on the right side there for me, unfortunately. And then all the hair and fur, I think, looks pretty good. I do kind of wish they used more different paint to distinguish the ears. His ears should probably be the gray, but they're unpainted, and they kind of get lost in the sculpt of the rest of the brown hair, which is a little unfortunate, but not a huge deal. Then he's got this torso overlay over the main torso of this like jacket vest thing. And you've got like these feathers or fur on the shoulders. He's got this big bandolier, which looks really nice. A lot of different colors and a pretty decent amount of paint went into this guy. You got some straps that are painted, some painted detail on the cuffs of the jacket. I really like the design, the big cuffs on the jacket, very piratey. And he does have weathering on the edges of those, on the cuffs of the jacket there. And then the hands both have trigger fingers. The belt has quite a few little bits of paint apps of silver and a little bit of gold there. We got more of this weathering or patchiness to the lower part of the trench coat or whatever. For some reason, it's actually like two separate pieces in the back. It's not like one piece connected at the back, which is interesting. But cool. He's got a bunch of holsters, which we'll get into in a little bit. And then the boots have some decent detailing as well, with this interesting kind of brownish orangish sort of at the top there. And then the pants are pretty basic looking. They're just brown. He's a pretty interesting looking figure. Definitely pretty unique for Black Series, and pretty cool if you like to get different aliens. Articulation wise, he has a dumbbell joint at the base of the neck as well as the base of the head. He actually has pretty good looking up, not a whole lot of down, decent pivot and rotation. Shoulders that go out. There is a butterfly joint that actually does get a decent amount of shifting movement. Single hinge at the elbows that go past 90 and rotate, and then swivels at the wrists with a up and down hinge, I believe, at both wrists, but you're going to have a tough time moving those, articulating those joints because of the coat. And actually, I thought there were swivels and hinges, but they're actually the newer, it's like socket ball joint style wrists, which work a lot better for these types of sleeves or arms on different figures. So that's cool. There's still not like a huge ton of articulation, but I do like that they did that for this figure. There's two torso joints, I think, or maybe one. Okay, I think there's only one torso joint. It's just at the waist there, but you can go back a bit. Crunches forward, not really that much. A little bit of pivot and rotation. You get hip joints. It's the newer style cuts, so you do get a little bit of rotation at that hip joint as well, although not a whole lot. Single hinges at the knees that go a bit past 90, I'd say, with rotation. No boot cut, and then he does have hinges at the ankles that move okay. They don't go super far up because they get caught on the sculpt, and then the ankle rockers for pivot. So pretty decent articulation. Enough articulation for me anyways, to do pretty much what I want him to do, which is just stand around looking cool and get some good shooting poses. But speaking of shooting poses and whatnot, he does need guns to do shooting, and something that was pretty surprising to me is he's a standard release, and he actually comes with a lot of accessories. He comes with 5 individual blaster pistols. They're all removable and holdable accessories. They're all, I'm pretty sure they're all unique sculpts, and they all have a bit of paint apps to them, which is pretty interesting. So first off, get this little like quad barreled pistol with a little scope on it with some brown and gold paint. It looks good, and you'll notice that most of these guns look like sci-fi'd up, like flintlock pistols. You know, classic old school pirates would have used, which I think is kind of fun. But that looks cool. He holds all the pistols pretty well. You might have to finagle the trigger fingers a bit sometimes, but it's not really any issues. And then this one I do believe is supposed to holster right here on the bandolier, going off of the artwork and images from the show. And it stores in there nice and securely. You get this bigger pistol. This one looks a little less like, looks a little more Star Warsy, normal Star Warsy, I guess. But has some silver paint on it. And that one, I believe, oh, there's also a little bit of gold paint on the very end of the muzzle there. And then you can store that one on the middle loop on his bandolier. And then you get this one, which is another flintlocky looking pistol. Again, some gold or bronzish paint and brown for the grip. Looks nice. And you store that on the top loop there. Then you get this pistol, which again just looks like a kind of sci-fi'd up flintlock with the long barrel, some silver paint and brown paint. I like this one. It might be my favorite of the pistols. Just looks cool. This one might be also the one that comes with Jod. I'm not sure. He definitely has a similar design pistol. It might be the same sculpt. I'm not sure. And this one can go on the holster on the left side there. And then lastly, he's got this big old pistol with like these cylinders on the top, some silver paint. In my opinion, it's his like main pistol. And again, he can hold all these pistols, but he also has a holster. This one has a full strap, and you can holster that there, and you can plug the strap like so. It doesn't actually work out too bad. It's not too finicky to do that, and then it looks pretty good, and you get them all armed up, and that looks really, really cool. I really like that. I like how they really leaned full pirate, because, you know, back in real life pirates, they would do that. They would strap a bunch of flintlock pistols to themselves, because in real life you could shoot one shot and it took like a minute and a half just to reload the pistol. So instead of having to reload, you just carried a bunch of pistols so you'd have multiple shots without having to reload. So it doesn't really make sense in Star Wars, because I'm assuming all these guns, they just shoot laser bolts and you don't need to do all that reloading, but I guess you never know. But it's just super cool. You can have all these pistols strapped to them, and I'm glad that they made them removable accessories, because they just made them molded details. That'd be really annoying, because I hate it when companies do that. But that is pretty much it. I guess comparisons, I don't have any of the skeleton crew figures, so I can't really compare them, but just for like a size comparison, here he's with a stormtrooper, and he's about the same size. So standard 6-inch. Yeah, overall, this is a really cool figure, and really surprisingly, excuse me, good figure. I wasn't really expecting, but even if you're not, you know, keen on getting like the Skeleton Crew figures, you didn't watch Skeleton Crew, don't have interest in it, whatever, it just makes for just a cool Star Wars figure. He's a cool alien werewolf man dude that is a pirate and has a bunch of guns. You know, it's just cool. So it just makes for a good action figure. Anyways, that's pretty much it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next video. May the Force be with you.